Okay, everyone keeps asking me how I get my hair this shiny, so here's the secret. Starts with sprouts, then to the flax seeds. We're gonna measure out 8 ounces of flaxseed, only costs $3.43. Now back to the house. Couple simple ingredients. We're starting with water, and then we're gonna let that water boil, and in the meantime I'm gonna get my cheesecloth prepared. All right, the water's starting to boil, so we're putting in these flax seeds. I measured out just a half a cup of the flax seeds to 4 cups of water. We're gonna have it on kind of a medium high here. We're gonna keep stirring. We don't want those flax seeds to stick at the bottom, so I'm going to stir, stir, stir. And I'm gonna check it to see the consistency. We're looking for like kind of a slimy consistency, if you will. So there I am checking it now. Not quite where I want it. Oh, but we're getting there. See how it's thicker as it falls off the spoon? It kind of is like more stringy. All right, I think we're there after about 10 minutes of stirring, or maybe give or take. And now we're going to go ahead and get it strained. So while it's still hot, we want to turn off the stove, and then we're going to pour it through this cheesecloth that we prepared earlier. We're going to pour it right through when it's still hot. The reason being is because it is thin as it's hot, but as it sits and gets cool, it thickens to a nice gel. So as you can see, there I am straining it. It makes about 3 cups of the flaxseed gel. So there it is. It's just straining out. I try to squeeze it a little bit, but let me tell you, it is super hot because it just came off the stove. So I get as much as I can out, and now I'm just gonna let it cool. I'm gonna let it cool completely. And there it is, a lot thicker as it cools. And then I'm gonna just pour it into that eco container that I had from before. It is an old gel container that I kept. And now I'm gonna pour it all in there and have it ready to use. You do have to keep this in the refrigerator. If you don't, it will go bad. So definitely do that. Now for the application, we're gonna use it like any other gel. So I'm just gonna spray my hair down with water, make it nice and wet, and then I'm going to apply the gel little by little, section by section, all the way around my head. And I will say the top of my head is very heat damaged still, so I'm still in the process just to get it all healthy and stuff. But this flaxseed gel definitely gives it moisture, it gives it shine. So as you can see, I'm just trying to define those curls a little bit just because they are a little limp at the top. So I'm gonna keep going around, like I said, section by section, piece by piece, adding the water and adding the flaxseed gel. And so another tip that you can do is you can use this flaxseed gel as a hair mask. And the way that you would do that is you would wash your hair as normal with whatever conditioner that you like, and then you would apply this flaxseed gel and a good amount of it throughout your hair, and you could brush it through or you can comb it through, whatever is best for you. It should be nice and easy to brush or comb through because it's like a natural detangler, because the consistency of it is nice and slick. So once you get it all through your hair, you would sit with it for about 20 or 30 minutes. That way all the nutrients can sit in on your hair and be absorbed by your hair. Flax seeds are high in omega-3s, which are really good for you. They're fatty acids, which your body actually needs. So you go ahead and put that in your hair, and then you let it sit for the 20-30 minutes. You would rinse it out, and then you would apply conditioner like you normally would. And then that way you will have a good shine to it as well. It is a nutrient for the hair, and it's just a nice reset for your hair. Even if you don't have curls, you have straight hair, it would be a good idea to just give that extra nutrient to your hair. And so the last tip that I have is using a diffuser after. And so you would continue to do this process, squirt in the water and then applying the flaxseed gel section by section. And you could either let it air dry, which is an option, but I was headed to church, so it's kind of cold at my church, so I didn't want to sit in church with sopping wet hair, so I had to diffuse it. I didn't diffuse it completely dry, but I at least started the drying process, and then it dried pretty quick after. And with the diffuser, Once I get my hair with all the flaxseed gel applied like I would a normal gel, I'll take the diffuser and I'll kind of hit it with like a cool air first, and that kind of just sets it. And then once I kind of do that, then I'll come back around with the heat. It's not like a high heat, but more like a medium heat. And then I would just put my diffuser on it and just diffuse it and let it, dry as much as I have time for. My hair is pretty thick, so it takes a while to dry. So I can't like completely diffuse it. I mean, I could, but it would take probably an hour, 45 minutes to diffuse all of my hair, especially because I'm putting so much water and gel in it anyways. And so that is my tips for, using the flaxseed gel. And then another thing I just thought of is as you are trying to define your curls, if you have really curly hair, you don't have to worry about this step, but I'm really just learning my curls. I just went curly I don't know, not even 6 months ago. So this is a whole new process for me. But if you are trying to define your curls more, you can kind of like finger coil it as you go, and that way your curls will be more defined. Once again, I was in a rush doing this video, so I didn't finger coil it as much as I wanted to, but that definitely helps to define your curls. And believe it or not, I have also used this flaxseed gel as a normal gel, not to define curls or to curl my hair, but like to do a slick down ponytail. It could be used to do that. It can also be used to do your edges, believe it or not. It does work good and it does stay. I would say it's like a moderate hold, which is totally fine for me. I don't need like the maximum hold anyways. And so I have used it as the edge control as well. And actually I will do a little bit of this on this video. You'll see in the front, I was just trying to figure out how to style it. So it is such a good thing to use. That one serving of the flaxseed gel that I made, it was just a half a cup of flax seeds to 4 cups of water, and it yielded 3 full cups of flaxseed gel. Those 3 cups of flaxseed gel, it will last me for 2 weeks. So like I said, I keep it in the refrigerator and I just use it sparingly. I use it at least once a week, for those 2 weeks. And my 2 kids also use it on their hair. And then I will like refresh my curls if I go to the gym and they just kind of dry out at the top. I will just, use it to redefine my curls midweek, and I just spray water on it, and then I'll apply the gel wherever I want to, wherever I need to, that is like dried out or limp. And so there's the diffuser. I use it, like I said, just kind of going around with that cool setting first, and then I will turn it up to a medium heat and turn that air on high, and then dry it as much as I can. There's the back, and so I just kind of drying it now. And then after I styled it a little bit in the front, and then I ended up using like a clip or something to kind of push one side back for my final style for church. And I will show you guys that in this next section. But if you have any questions, you have any comments, if you use flaxseed gel and you have any tips, I'm definitely open to that. But I would love to answer any questions, or I'll respond to all the comments if any are left. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you try this, please let me know how it works out for you in the comments, and also come back for more simple tricks and tips like this. Here's the final look. Check out the shine.